I've just returned from the Facets 2024 conference in Antwerp, where the global industry gathered to learn about and discuss the state and future of the diamond sector. That's why we're publishing this a couple of days later than normal. This conference comes at a time when the market is stabilizing somewhat ahead of the holiday season and at the end of a very difficult year. There were plenty of concerns about the health and future of the sector around the world and in Antwerp in particular. As well as attending the conference, where speakers included Botswana President Duma Boko and De Beers CEO Al Cook, I spent some time meeting with dealers and asking them about their concerns. Here are three of the main questions on traders' lips. Number one, how badly is marketing needed? Pretty much everyone believes the sector needs to do more to market natural diamonds and needs more money to do it.
Joint campaigns with leading retailers in the United States, India, and China are underway to highlight the enduring beauty and authenticity of natural diamonds, positioning them as the ultimate symbol of love and heritage.
There also seems to be agreement that it makes sense for the Natural Diamond Council, the industry's category marketing group, to receive the money and use it for its promotions. However, how to actually raise this money remains unclear. One option is an industry-wide levy on revenue or exports, something Antwerp dealer Sachin Choksi called for on the Rapaport Diamond podcast in August. Trade bodies in Antwerp, Dubai and India are also discussing a plan that would be similar to this, as we reported on Rapaport.com. David Kelly, CEO of the Natural Diamond Council, said it would have to work through a smooth mechanism rather than every company receiving an invoice based on its sales.
What's interesting with marketing, no one sees the value in marketing until you take it away and you see the impact of it.
Either way, there is acceptance that it cannot just be diamond mining companies that provide the bulk of the funding for generic diamond marketing, as is the case now. As for what happened at the event, the leaders of the industry, including Cook at De Beers, were contrite in admitting that the entire industry, De Beers included, had dropped the ball on marketing in the past 10 years. They also called on the entire trade to play its part and not leave it to someone else. Number two, what is the role of Antwerp today? People around the world associate Antwerp with diamonds, yet the Belgian city does not have the strength in the global market that it once did. That is partly because the global market has shrunk, but also because India and Dubai have taken business away, the former through cheaper labor, the latter largely through tax advantages. Dealers say they have niches that are hard for others to take away, such as being a preferred location for luxury brands to buy in. These brands have long-standing relationships with top Antwerp polish suppliers, which also have close access to traceable rough, an important factor in the era of G7 sanctions on Russia. They also argued that it's the most regulated, compliant and ethically sound diamond market in the world. However, a diamond hub needs many strings to its bow, and locals don't want Antwerp to go the way of Israel, which has become less and less important as a diamond center over time. There was some nervousness about whether Antwerp can secure its future.
Every step of the value chain, from mine to retail, and every diamond center plays an important role in looking after the legacy of our natural diamonds. Antwerp firmly knows its place in this value chain. Our city is the trusted diamond partner for the world's most discerning jewelers, retailers, and luxury brands. They overwhelmingly choose Antwerp as they prioritize supply chain integrity, high ethical standards, and transparency from mine to the final consumer.
The event itself focused on the global industry rather than Antwerp. However, one big theme was the controversial attempts by Belgium to make Antwerp into a single node for verifying rough coming from producer countries to ensure it is not subject to G7 sanctions on Russia. The perception was that Antwerp had wanted to cement its role as a key rough import center, which other countries, such as Botswana, saw as a danger to them. Several speakers from Antwerp and outside assured the audience that they supported additional inspection nodes, starting in Botswana and eventually also in Namibia, Angola, and other locations. During the week of the event, two important news stories came through. First, Botswana will set up a G7 verification point next year. Second, the Antwerp World Diamond Center signed a memorandum of understanding with Angola's state-owned diamond companies, calling for stronger trade relations as well as the sharing of insights that could lead to the establishment of another G7 verification point for rough in Angola. Number three, what is the role of banking for Antwerp and the industry. Many Antwerp dealers were very proud of the fact that they borrow far less money than in other diamond centres. This means their business is less risky than in other places. But this is also a handicap because banks are increasingly unwilling to lend to diamond companies or even allow them to open bank accounts. One dealer showed me how his banking app no longer lets him even buy a bus ticket, which he thinks is because of his association with diamonds. Banks in Belgium have gradually pulled away from lending to diamond companies because of bad past experiences when borrowers went bankrupt. The most notable exit was the winding down of the Antwerp Diamond Bank, part of Belgian lender KBC, in 2014. Others have also scaled back their business globally and in Antwerp. But dealers say these policies no longer make sense given the Antwerp trade's high levels of compliance. Finally, in recent years, we have seen a degree of competition between diamond centres, most notably between Antwerp and Dubai. We wrote about this 2 years ago. At the time, and still today, industry leaders in both places argued that there was no rivalry and that they complement each other. We perhaps saw this in efforts by the Antwerp World Diamond Centre and the Dubai Multi-Commodities Centre to cooperate on the potential new marketing fund that we mentioned before. If you were in Antwerp, which other questions and issues did you discuss with colleagues? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of the week.